If you've got one of these furry little stomachs in your house, you're set up to make a cooker. Fancy feast. Like that one, Mia? Right, what you need to do is you need to get one of these cans. This one's no good because it's full of cat food. So you got to get rid of that, and then the next step comes along. Now that that part's sorted, we can start making the stove. Yeah, well, now that the cat's finished that can of jelly meat, I've got a nice I've got a nice clean can. Okay, so it's just a standard Fancy Feast can. What we're going to do is we're going to make one of these. This one's been used, but we're going to make one of these. This little cooker with 25 mils of methylated spirits, we call it meths in New Zealand, will boil 500 mils of water quite comfortably. So that's, for me, that's all I want. A cup of tea, or a nice big cup of tea, or enough to rehydrate a dehydrated meal. That's all this is for. Real simple stove. There is no heat adjustment on it. It's on or it's off. It's full power or it's not, and so great for boiling water, and that's about it. So what we're going to need one empty Fancy Feast can. We're going to need a piece of paper about 20 centimeters long. This one's about 2 centimeters thick. It doesn't really need to be this thick, but you'll see what that's for in a minute. A pen, a ruler, where is it? A Leatherman. Actually, for this one we don't need that, but what we do need is a drill. This one's got a 4.5mm drill bit in it, but I've also got a 2mm one. We'll start off with this guy and then move up to this one. It just creates cleaner holes, and that's all good. And a little bit of sellotape. You could do this in the bush with your Leatherman and a tuna can if you wanted, but I've got all this stuff here, so I'll get on with it. Okay, so I've got here a piece of paper. It's 20 centimeters long. The reason why it's 20 centimeters long is that is the circumference of the can. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw two lines on here, one about 6 millimeters, yeah, 6 or 7 millimeters from the bottom, or sorry, from the top, and another one 6 or 7 millimeters from the bottom. I'm going to mark the top one every even centimeter and the bottom one every odd centimeter, so that we get these staggered holes, because this is going to be the template for the holes. So I'll mark that up and then I'll come back to you so you don't have to watch me drawing all the lines. Stand by. So looking at that, what we've got is the top row is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20 centimeters, and the bottom is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 through to 19 centimeters. Okay, what we're going to do then is we're just going to sellotape that to the can. Doesn't matter what way up. I'm just going to run it just under that edge of the lip of the can. Probably best if I'd started with the other end, with the nice square end. Start again. And I did remember what the Leatherman's for, so I think I just cut my finger on the sharp edge inside the can. So here we go, we've got that stuck to the can. And then what the Leatherman was for is the inside of this can has a sharp little edge, so I'm just going to run the Leatherman, scribe the pliers around the inside of the edge and fold that edge down so that I just don't cut myself while I'm working on it. Okay, so we have the can marked out in alternate centimeters. Told you that edge was sharp. And so what we're going to do now is we're just going to go through and cut those or drill those using the small drill bit. The reason we're using the small one is it cuts a small hole, which will allow us to then cut the bigger one without it tearing and sliding. So all I'm doing is just going around each of those marks and drilling the hole. Okay, 1, 2. I'll go around and do the rest and then come back to you. Once we've done that, we can peel the paper off and we can see all those little holes. What we're going to do is just change the drill bit out, put the bigger one in, and then just go through and open those holes up. And there we go. That is your completed stove. It's just that simple. You could go around with some sandpaper and burr off those edges if you want. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. What we're going to do now is we're going to test fire it, show you it works. It's really a really simple method to light these. Put 25 mils of methylated spirits in the top. I light it with a bit of paper. If you're out camping, you may use your ferro rod, but if I use that in the kitchen and scald up the bench top, Mrs. Bagheera will be less than happy. Let it burn for 30-40 seconds, and that gets the methylated spirits nice and hot and vaporizing. Put your billy straight on top, and after 5-10 seconds you'll start seeing the wee jets of flame coming out the side, and away you go. This is not the quickest stove. It's definitely not the quickest, but it is silent. You know, when I'm camping, when I'm in the bush, time doesn't matter. It's not like I need to pull out the Coleman 442. Got everything boiling in under 2 minutes. I don't need that. I'm there to relax. So yeah, this is nice and simple and compact. So yeah, let's test fire it. Let's give it a go, eh? So here we go. We have everything lined up. We have the stove. It's just sitting on a bit of wood to protect my stove top. Wee bit of titanium sheet there. 25 millimeters of methylated spirits, scrap of paper, and a lighter, and one beaker, one billy with 500 mils of water in it. Right, so without further ado, that goes in there. That's going. Give that 30 seconds or so. You can see the methylated spirits inside will start to boil around a wee bit. Not quite yet. Give it another 10 seconds. Place that on there. Place the lid on. Now, I'm not trying to be completely scientific, but we can see the time there is about 29 minutes past 10 in the evening. I'll just pause this for a few minutes and we'll see what goes on when it's near the end. So we've been going a couple of minutes now, and we'll just zoom out a wee bit. We can see that thing's burning really nicely. Nice even flames coming out the jets. We're starting to see bubbles coming around the edges, but it's not quite boiling yet. But like we said, she's not the fastest cooker. Okay, so we've got a rolling boil going on now, or getting close to it, getting close to a boil, sorry. she's starting to simmer away. It's not quite rolling yet, and she went out. Normally it's a bit more of a boil than that, but yeah, still it's good enough to make a cup of tea or a dehy meal. And she's gone out at, well, I don't have my glasses, but you can read that, about 25 to 11, so it's about a 6 minute burn. And yeah, nice cup of tea. Now, nice and easy to clean up, cool it down. You've got your scrap of paper in there, get rid of that, and she's done. Give her a wipe out, put her in your billy when you finish your cuppa, and away you go. Anyway, thanks for watching. Drill, if you liked it, hit like. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. And if you've got any comments, make a comment and I'll definitely answer them at the end. The whole point of this is I'm learning as well as you are, and let's have some fun doing it. If you do make one of these stoves, there's heaps of other videos on the internet. Fancy Feast stove. I can't take credit for the design. I'm not that clever. But some people just use hole punches. I didn't have a hole punch, but I had a drill. I've made them in the past just using the awl of a Swiss Army knife to ream out the holes. Yeah, I think the people using hole punches put 16 holes around the edge. But yeah, I think that for what I want, that works quite well. You could make a windshield out of folded over tin foil, or those aluminium dishes that takeaways sometimes come in, or that you can buy at the $2 shop for keeping meals warm. It's a bit heavier foil. They make quite decent windshields. I brought some titanium sheet from AliExpress to make a windshield for this stove. I'll knock one of those up the next couple of days and show it to you. Another way around it would be one of these AliExpress kind of things, but they don't work so well with this stove because your billy needs to sit on top. That's what creates the pressure to blow the vapor out the jets. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. And yeah, finally those cat food cans are good for something besides filling up your recycling bin. Have a good day. See you out there. Bye.